Hey guys, today I'm super excited to talk to you about Saltburn. Now, this movie was, I don't want to say a surprise for me because seeing the trailer, I was like, okay, I feel like I'm really going to enjoy this movie. But it exceeded all of my expectations. I was able to see it at Fantastic Fest 2023. It was one of the secret screenings, and I am so glad that I was able to get in for this film. I love Barry Keoghan. I think maybe is how you say his last name. I'm so sorry. I apologize if I said it wrong. But listen, I adore him. I think he's so good. I loved him in Banshees of Inisherin. I loved him in The Eternals. I know. Listen, I love The Eternals. I will die on that hill that movie is fantastic. But moving along, I was very excited to see him in Saltburn. Now, this movie, for those of you who don't know, follows this kid named Oliver, which is played by Barry. He goes to a college and he doesn't really seem to fit in. He's kind of a kind of a nerd, right? And he's not as rich as all these people. He's a scholarship kid, and all these other kids are, rich. And he kind of ends up helping Felix, who is like the cool kid, like rules the school. Everyone loves him. Played by Jacob Elordi. It's another guy you would know if you saw him. But anyways, he helps him out, and they kind of become friends. And then he gets invited to stay with him for the summer because of yada 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 reasons I don't want to spoil, and has an unforgettable summer. Let's just put it that way. That's basically the premise of this movie. Now, I've got to tell you, Saltburn is not for everyone. Absolutely not. There are going to be a whole lot of people who are like, oh my God, this is not for me. Me, this movie is for me. This movie is right up my alley. It's the stuff I love. I love. This movie is sexy. It's so sexy. It's so off the wall. It pushes things. Like, it gives, if there's the line, it doesn't just like push the line. It like leaps over it and then runs. Like, it is, there are scenes that you are going to be like, oh, they are really, like, it's creepy, it's weird, it's disturbing, but like in the best way possible. It works, and it's all because, I mean, you can't have this movie work the way it does without casting the perfect choice for Oliver, and Barry is the perfect choice for Oliver. He's so good. But also his relationship with Felix, with Jacob, is so good. The two of them, they need that chemistry on screen. They need that for this to succeed, and they have it. They're so fantastic in their roles. Then we've also got Rosamund Pike, who plays Felix's mom. Hilarious. She's so funny. She brings the much needed comedic relief that we get every so often. The rest of the cast is fantastic as well. I mean, it's really entertaining. The guy who plays Farley, who we just saw in Gran Turismo, he's that character. Again, you need it to work. There's a couple of moments with him and Barry that have to work, with him and Oliver, I should say, with between Farley and Oliver. It needs the right people in order to pull it off, and it does. Then let's talk about the cinematography real quick. Now, there's so many shots. Like, there's some shots where you're even looking up at like an angle. The cinematography is gorgeous. It's beautiful all the way through. Like, even the disturbing stuff, you're like, I'm drawn to this. And that is what I loved so much about this movie. It's bizarre, it's twisted, it's sexy, it's terrifying at times. There's twists all over the place. Some you see coming, some you don't. The ending is bananas. The very long scene that definitely could have been cut down, but I'm so glad it wasn't. And then the final shot is just perfect. It's perfection. It's one of those movies that's going to make you think, and it's going to make you want to go back and watch from the beginning to really pick up on things and figure things out, because it's twisted. It is twisted, but it is twisted in the best way possible. Now, I've got to say, I'm already a big fan of Emerald Fennell because she wrote and directed Promising Young Woman, which was one of my favorite films of that year. I love it. It's another one that is filled with twists and goes too far at times, and you're like, this is insane, and I love it so much. This is similar in that feel, but it is a very, very, very different film. But she also wrote and directed Saltburn, and I feel like she's a very, very smart filmmaker, because she's not afraid to push the envelope. She's not afraid to push boundaries. She's not afraid to make you feel uncomfortable watching something, which you should feel uncomfortable watching these things. That is the right emotion, okay? It's to feel uncomfortable and awkward, and it's unsettling, but that's the point of this whole thing. And then she drives home these points about social things. Like, I don't want to ruin Promising Young Woman, but there's a lot going on there. It's a great movie. If you haven't seen it, please see it. It's fantastic. But in this movie, we kind of have the haves and the have-nots, right? The rich and how they treat the people who don't have as much as them, type of thing, right? There's that going on, and a little more, expansive than that, obviously, but I don't want to ruin anything and I don't want to dive into it. But that, it's done so well, and her storytelling, it's so brilliant, okay? Because there's so many things you won't see coming, and you're just immediately drawn into it. Like, I was in within 15 minutes. I was like all in on this movie, and I didn't stop until, when the credits started rolling. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe they just did that. Like, it was a lot of like just staring at the screen and taking it all in. And again, something I'm going to think about for a very long time, something I'm going to go back and watch probably more than once. But I'm probably going to feel uncomfortable, and it's going to be unsettling the whole time you watch it, even when you know it's coming. Maybe even more so. I'm excited to check it out again for sure. I have literally no complaints. I think it's beautiful, beautifully shot. I think the writing is brilliant. The dialogue is there. The acting is fantastic. There's some humor weaved in. There's some really funny moments. But then there's obviously all these unsettling moments. I think the messaging is there. The final shot is fantastic. The final, scene is mind-blowing. It's so good. And Barry, oh man, without him, I'm not sure how this would have worked. I think he's the perfect casting choice, and he's fantastic in Saltburn. So I gave this movie a 5 out of 5 because I literally have no complaints. This is right up my alley. Will not be for everyone. Must preface that. There's gonna be some people that see a certain thing and I go, nope, I'm out of here. I'm checked out. See ya. But for me, it really, really all worked out. You guys let me know if you're excited for Saltburn down below in the comments. Be sure to give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more videos like this one. Follow me over on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and you guys can check me out at MamasGeeky.com. Thanks, guys. I'll see you next time.